As you guys were wondering, this is how the wig looks like on my head. I'm not going to lay it down because I want to pack it into the nylon.
Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I know you guys are going to be wondering that why am I putting this part in the video again if you already watched part 1 prior. Well, that's because a lot of people may not have watched part 1 or 2, so it's just best I do a bit of recap, and I'm not going into details. If you want more on this whole process, make sure you check out my 2-part video, one of the ventilation and the second one goes more in depth on all of this. So basically I'm just sewing in my frontal net on my wig cap, and after which I go ahead to braid the hair later. So once this process is done, I'll see you guys in the next clip. So once you're done sewing to the end and securing it, don't forget to cut off the black part, and be careful when you do this so you don't cut off one of the threads, and that way everything just gets loose and it won't make sense anymore. Anyway, just make sure you cut and you trim carefully, but don't trim too much. Just leave enough space just in case something goes wrong in the middle of it. And after which I'm going to be spacing out my braids and making it look like the way I want to braid it. So those of you that already watched the part 2 of the video, you probably already understand the step, and I'm not going to go in depth, so most likely you guys are just going to be watching, and all I'm going to be doing is just to come in and just say 1 or 2 things and just X, because yeah, why not? Anyway, so don't forget crocheting, and then later you do a cross, and then you knot, and then you braid. That's basically the process. So here is another step, which is basically putting your parts and lining them up straight. So I'm going to be starting from the middle of my hairline, and then just go that into one straight line, and then build everything into 1 inch of spacing, and after which 1 inch of, obviously square has equal sides, so just like 1 inch of each spacing, 1 inch horizontally and 1 inch vertically, and after which I'll just go ahead to draw my box, and we're done with this. Don't forget, so you'll not see I'm mean, make sure you watch part 2 for more details about this, and yeah. So I basically have a ventilation video on its own, but if you want more details about that, go ahead to check the video on the upper right corner. And let me just explain this once. Grab 1 strand of hair, pass it through the hook, and then make sure that you don't put too much force so it doesn't cut, and then just go ahead to knot it. So basically pass 1, press, pass it through, knot once. You can also knot twice actually, but I prefer knotting once because that saved me a lot of stress, because if I'm still going to braid the hair, why do I have to knot twice? Anyway, that's the end of this explanation. See you guys in the next clip. So to braid the frontal, I just go ahead to comb, and after combing I put my shine and jam. I didn't show that part because I showed it in the second part of this video. After putting on my shine and jam, I just go ahead to braid. I think I braided twice or I braided 3 times, I can't really remember. And then after which I'll now go ahead to put the feed in basically, and just braid that. You can see the feeding is in my mouth, is on my lips presently, waiting for it to be fed in. And then after going to, I don't know why I think I braided this part for long because that part of the hair was thick, unlike the remaining that they were a bit softer. And don't forget to stretch out your neck so you will not have like crumbles of net, and your frontal won't just be, it won't be firm, it will just be crumpled up. You don't want that for yourself, so go ahead to just feed in. After feeding in, you now braid again, and just make sure you keep on feeding in until you get the length you want. And yeah, you stop there basically. So I'm just putting this part of the video because I noticed that I didn't really go into in-depth explanation about this braiding in the I hooked up on my own spit. Anyway, I didn't go into in-depth in the second part of the video, so I just want to go in-depth in this video. And you guys should not listen to my voice, just watch what you're saying and try to follow as suit. So if you notice, I started with 3. From 3 I kind of divided into 4, and then I put 1 in the third one, if that explanation makes any sense, just to shed more light on what I just did. And after which you go in, you feed in, and you wait until you get the length of your hair, and yeah, you can start. If you notice, I kind of laid them down on my ring light on the bed, so I already have them there, and all that is left for me to do is just to feed in basically. So for beading, I'm going to show you guys a very simple technique, so you don't have to waste your time and go and get that stuff that people used to bead when you can just use your bobby pin. So put your bobby pin through the braids and then put your beads through the bobby pin and just tuck in your bobby pin along and just put your braids, now pass your braids through the beads with the bobby pin, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to show you guys a more close look. For now, I'm just knotting this stuff just to secure it. Before knotting, if you notice, I checked the length so that the length kind of collated with the rest of the length of the braids, even if it didn't end up collating at the end of the day, because the angle by which I did some of them from didn't end up being the exact length of the hair. But well, that's besides the case. Anyway, just make sure you knot, and after knotting, I'm just going to go ahead to leave that one aside. And there's no need to do all these things I'm doing, if I'm being honest. Knotting once would have been okay, because I still went ahead to bond the knot. So however way I knotted it, it would have been okay. But I just like making sure everything is well secured, and so I don't have to worry about it being anyhow at the end of the day. So you don't need to knot this much. Knotting once would be okay for any of you that are concerned. And if you're not concerned and you just okay, a call came in and I don't know where I stopped at in my sentence, so the voice recording kind of stopped there. But I feel like I was trying to say, I'm not sure if this was what I was trying to say, but I feel like I was trying to say that if you're concerned, then yeah, but if you're not concerned, then yes. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I made a full sentence without being concerned, but right now I can't really think of any full statement I would have made, to be honest. You know what, that doesn't really matter, because right now, focus on the beading of this video. Just focus on the beading. So this is all that is left for this annoying hair. So we're just going to go ahead to trim, and to trim I have to like set aside the hair and then trim one by one, so I'll not really be confused of what is left to do. So basically for trimming, if you know how to trim, fine. If you don't know how to trim, fine as well, because all you have to do is just to trim. I'm trying not to use tautology. All you have to do is just shed out the excess hair that is coming out, that is not part of the braid. But be careful so you not cut your braids in the process. See, okay, yeah, and I also go ahead to cut out that knot as well. Cut out the knot, that not the whole knot, like the leftover from the knot. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if you are fast, there is a possibility that you are going to cut the hair in the process, because I've done that to my hair once when I was trying to trim fast. Look, you are not in any hurry, nobody is pursuing you. Make sure you take your time to trim your hair, because if you cut your hair in the process, well, you're on your own. All you have to do is just to loosen that part and start again. I'm pretty sure you want to do that. And also be careful so you not also cut the net also in the process. So just make sure you are doing everything carefully, because I don't know what other advice to give you than to do everything carefully. So yeah, also just trim. As you can see, I'm taking my sweet time to trim this hair, and I'm only going to be showing you 2 strands because I cannot be bothered. Okay, for the most crucial part that I will advise you not to try this at home, please, I am repeating, do not try this at home if you cannot do it. Don't experiment. I did not create this channel for you to experiment. So please, before you blame Moyo for anything, I've already told you, my hands are out of it. Don't try this at home if you cannot. In fact, don't even try it at all. Don't try it. Don't disturb me. Don't try it. So basically, I'm just burning the tip, and then after burning it, I'll use my hand to just rub it together, so that, you know, this thing where like wax kind of melts, and that's kind of the way it is with the hair. So the hair is going to melt, and during that process of it melting, you want to use the opportunity. Don't try this. Don't use a matchstick on your hair. I don't mind me. I was just being extra. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, that like melts, like when it melts, you want to use the opportunity to rub your hand together with it, so that it kind of forms into this bulb. It kind of forms into this ball that is kind of closely weft together, and it can easily loosen. That's basically the whole point of burning this hair. 1, to keep the extra wefts in check, and 2, to kind of bob the knots in a way that they don't kind of loosen. So that's basically the whole point. And don't try this at home. I repeat, please do not try this at home. I did not send you, I did not force you to click on this video. Whatever you try here is at your own risk. So don't disturb my life. Don't try this at home. You have watched it to this point. Yes, it's amazing, it's good, it's nice. Like the way I'm doing it, it's nice, but please, I repeat, don't try this at home. For the sake of all of us on this channel, I have like 1,000 and something subscribers. So please, I don't want to lose one of you because you decided to set your house on fire. So please, don't try this at home. I have said it again. Don't try this at home. Thank you. My information has been dispatched properly. So before I X and kind of leave you guys lonely, I also had to turn to the other side because I noticed you can't see anything that is going on by the sides of my hand. So this is the other side, just to show you what was going on. So basically, I told you I'm burning the tip, and then I'm rubbing it back together, because that's the whole point. You can see the way I'm doing it carefully, because myself, I'm afraid of fire. Even me is afraid of fire. So what's more you that is watching? So please, don't do this. Go to a hairdresser. I don't know, I think you guys used to learn hairdressing, but me, I just like watching, and I like risking my own life because I can. So please, I've always been doing this. I've always been a person to risk my hand for the sake of knowledge. So please, I beg you, don't do this. You are not me. We are not we. So yeah, thank you. Also, you can see the way I'm not kind of leaving it on one spot. I'm smoothing out together. Like I'm how do I explain this again? I'm dragging it past in a fast motion, so it doesn't kind of stay unless I get to the knot and it's ready for me to hold together. That's when I leave it to stay. I think I'm not making sense, but basically what I'm trying to say is that when you're dealing with a strand, you don't leave it on the hair for long. If not, it can burn the whole hair and set it aflame. So basically what you do is just to wipe it, like just swipe. You can see I'm just swiping. Just swipe it. You're not leaving it there for long. I repeat, just swipe. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. And burn the tip and smoothing out the tip. That's all. now that I'm done with that process, I just go ahead to put hot water. I know I'm a bit extra. Some people don't bother with this process because once you put the fire, it's kind of okay not to put hot water. But then I just want everything to slip down and not be too heavy. I think hot water just does this, and plus the hair is dirty because I used like leftover attachments, and those attachments were also dirty. So hot water is kind of helping me wash it away, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to wash the attachment as well as kind of help it like relieve the heaviness from the hair. So washing it, and you can see I'm taking my time. Like I want it to be washed. Again, a call disrupted this nice voice note I was saying. Anyway, I want it to be washed, so I'm also like putting it on the lace front. Please don't burn your hand and don't burn yourself. You can see I'm taking my time. I'm putting it on the lace front because I also want the eye pencil to also wash along with it. One, I want the eye pencil to wash. I want the hair itself to wash. So I know that I'm putting up a fresh braid on my hair and not a dirty braid. Yeah, so I'm just basically washing the eye pencil off as well as washing off the wig itself. So just take your time to do this process, please. Please don't burn your hand. Please don't burn your hand. You can see I'm already doing it's painful. Don't do this. You are not me. You are not me. Don't risk your hand in the name of content. Thank you very much. So I just go ahead to hang it to kind of drain off the water, and once that is done, I take it to my room to finish draining on the floor. Yeah, after it kind of drained overnight, and now I've woken up feeling bright as usual, and I'll just go ahead to use this what's this? Oh yeah, blow dryer. Use this blow dryer in the highest heat possible just to kind of secure that again. Yes, I know I like doing extra. This process is actually not necessary, but I kind of want to, like, you know, it's not everything you trim off, neither is it everything you burn off. So I just want this blow dryer to kind of just do the remaining for me. And I'm covering the back where it lets off steam, so that what is coming out is fire and not steam. So basically, don't hold that part for too long. Also release it in between, because, well, you don't want to cause fire. Please don't do this. If you simply don't know how to do it, don't do it at all. So yeah, this is the results of the hair. And now I'm just going to go ahead to attach a band to the hair. And attaching the band, obviously I measure my hairline, and my hairline is about is it 9 inches. So I kind of take it down to 7, or did I take it down to 8? I kind of take it down a bit, and when I tried it on later, it was too loose, so I should have just taken it down with maybe 2.5 inches instead of 2 inches, or maybe like I should have taken it down 3 inches, to be honest, because it didn't really make sense. And to band this, I kind of do it 3 times. I kind of sew it in 3 times. I'll show you guys that one later, but for now, just know that I sew it in 3 times. And you guys are not going to get an up close of this sewing in, because everything is black, so it's kind of hard to keep track. If I was using a white thread, that would have been different, but the black is kind of hard to keep track. So I'll just show you the results. So that's the 3 tracks I'm talking about. So I sew it 1, 2 and 3 basically. So you do the same for the third part.
As you guys were wondering, this is how the wig looks like on my head. I'm not going to lay it down because I want to pack it into the nylon. So this is how it looks like. The wig looks real. All you just have to do is lay it and bleach the knots. I don't think I will bleach the knots. I will just leave it like that and just put on the edges and that's all. Like, see, you won't even know. It looks so good. Anyway, yeah, so let me put my window to the side. You can also make it in form of side part as well. And just enjoy your hairstyle basically. So I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe and like and share and enjoy your life. So that's all, and more wig content coming soon. Just one actually coming soon. Here's my picture. So one more wig content coming soon. Bye.